All right, Todd, take it away.
All right. Well, good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. Today, we're going over the Greater Phoenix Metro market statistics for the week ending August 26th. And here we go. 110 days closed on market. Our month's supply is at 2.31. Absorption rate at 43.26%. Our average list price this past week was down 727,444. Average sale price at 582,557, and our list price to sale price retention at 97.6. Active inventory was up 18,842 total available properties. Pending is sitting at 3345, and closed units month to date at 3944. New listings this past week, a little short, 1747, bringing our days on market for active to 109.9 days, and our days on market for closed at 81.7. Down on the lower left-hand side, as we look at the price ranges, you'll see again the price ranges in red were the ones that contracted. Many of them were in red last week, as you know, so this was a really kind way to kind of step back into replenishing some of those price range product in those price ranges. But of course, 1,747 really didn't cut that, didn't really add enough product to the inventory. So taking a look at the spreadsheet where everybody gets to be the expert, in the very center of the column, just so those of relatively new to this podcast, in the very center column is your 2022 same week numbers 2 years ago, 2023 to the left of that same week numbers, and then the two columns are week over week. So 1747, yeah, we took 2,045 last week. 1747, though, silver lining is higher than it was last year at 1,684, but again, still off the mark of what we need. Way over on the left-hand side, if you're not familiar, you're seeing the rules of thumb. Those are the numbers that we really, in most instances, should be at. And so, again, we were way off the 2,400 number. But the good news overall is that we had an increase in unit count. So the only way this can happen, if you're bringing in fewer units, unfortunately, is if you're selling fewer units. So 18,842, 287 of those are in the coming soon category. That was a huge drop. Actually, that should have been a red column, but 14,753 for single-family detached, 2,886 new home construction properties, 18,734 non-distressed overall from the total inventory numbers. Looking at pending, this is what we use to determine how many buyers are in the marketplace. So just to slide your eyes way over to the far right-hand side, you'll see that back in June of 2023, we had 6,200 people in escrow at any one time. To the left of that, you'll see in July of last year, we had 5,800. We've been averaging somewhere between 3,800 and 4,200. We need 5,500. That's the number way over on the left-hand side. So that's what we need. But in comparison to what you're feeling in the marketplace year over year, what's happening? So 3345, it's about almost what we did last year, about 100 short at 3473. Last week we were a little bit better, but again, that small amount, we're really looking for this to jump up. That would mean that there are ample buyers in the marketplace. So if you have a listing and it's not selling, that's why it's 110 days on market right now. There's just fewer people in the market. It still really hasn't, even though the little blip of reduction in interest really hasn't changed much of the marketplace, at least yet, unless Matt with the Mortgage Minute will say that the applications are up because of that. That could be a good sign. They don't always immediately respond. It takes time for them to get approved and then contact you because now they're happy or they're confident they might be able to get a property. So looking at closed, we're 3944 month to date. We were at 4741 last year, so we're way off that target, about 17% off. Again, this ebbs and flows, and we're only in the 24th of the month, so consequently, we should see that change dramatically. And hopefully, we'll get into the green like we did last month, but we'll see. So a 2.31 month supply, it means it's being eaten up. There's some anomalies here in the reporting, and I did it 2 or 3 times this morning just to make sure these numbers were accurate because, again, normally if you're having a slowing of sales, you're going to have an increase in the month supply, not a decrease. But again, 2.31 is what the statistics show this past week. took a little bit of a hit. Average median price, which is the one on the bottom line there, is the one where we typically pay attention to because the others are just way too capricious. $449,999, say $450,000. We've been right in that $440, $450 range all year long. So as long as it doesn't really go above $450, I don't think there's really much of an issue there. And that again means that that's if it doesn't really change the very middle. Median is if there's 11, there's 5 below and 5 high, and number 6 is the middle. So if the middle is still within reason, it means that housing isn't getting away from us in that first-time home buyer and workforce housing market. But we are at 110 days on market. That's been edging up continuously for the last 3 months. Right now, average sold is at 82 days on market, and we should be somewhere about 70. Final number down here is the list price to sale price retention, and what we use this number for is to determine if we were a buyer's agent, we're putting an offer in on a seller's property. Are we expecting to get a discount on the purchase price? Now, this doesn't have anything to do with the concessions built in, nor does it really have anything to do with a seller compensation agreement. This is totally just what was the difference between the list price and the purchase price at the time the offer was accepted. So 97.6, 97.8 is been the average all the way back till I started recording this stuff back in 1998, and I can tell you that really a 2% negotiation is pretty consistent. So take that to the bank. What are you thinking? 2% negotiation, maybe an SCA could come in and could offset some of your buyer's compensation. We're going to have a whole conversation about that today. So those are the numbers this week, Mike. Thanks for tuning in.
All right, appreciate it.